Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, September 28th. Let's take a look at the impact map for today. We do have a concern for strong gusty winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour, low humidity across our northwestern areas, so northwest Nevada, off the Sierra front and into parts of western and southwest Idaho. It's the lower elevations in far northern portions of northwest Nevada, along the Oregon border, and up into parts of southern Idaho, where we also have a pretty good grass crop, which has long since been cured out. Sagebrush moisture critically dry. So that's our concern there. Not that much of a fine fuel crop towards the Sierra front, but anytime we get these strong downslope winds for an extended period of hours, the possibility of some fire activity is there. So we do have a short-term concern, but it would just be for the afternoon hours, typically at night. Temperatures cool off quite a bit this time of year, and the humidity does come up. Humidity does come up further east. We have another batch of monsoonal showers and some isolated thunderstorms across parts of Utah, far eastern Nevada, and down into the Vegas area, pushing into eastern Idaho. A bit more widespread or similar story on Thursday. We lose the dry winds across the Sierra front and parts of southwest Idaho. The higher moisture comes in. We have still another batch of showers on Friday across the area where we currently have some team fires that are winding down across the mountains of Idaho. And again, more rain parts of Utah. So nothing too bad. And once we get past the first 24 hours, another round of thunderstorms popping up here. You see the precipitation near Vegas. You see the extensive lightning, and these yellowish shades means this is occurring now or fairly recently. So it's during the morning hours, streaming northwards, but again, with higher humidity over non-critical fuels, but still a few starts we have here recently pointed out in the last 24 hours. Now, precipitation on the left side here, this is key for some of those strong downslope winds we'll be seeing. A lot of these areas here along the Sierra front into northwest Nevada did get about a tenth to a quarter inch of rainfall about 5 to 7 days ago. So that's still lingering in some of the moisture. That's why we don't have as big of a concern in those areas. It has been drier in parts of southwest Idaho, but over the past 2 weeks, even they have gotten some moisture, and just about the entire geographic area has had moderate to locally heavy precipitation over the past 2 weeks. But 100-hour fuels, which just need 4 days of dry conditions, have modified quite a bit. We have a lot of yellow here in the 6 to 10% range. Not super critical, but critical enough if you got the right wind condition and drying, not out of the realm to get a large fire. So we'll see how that plays out. And that's all due to this deep low pressure area off the Pacific Northwest coast. We are on the drier side here. We have tight packing of these height lines. The moisture staying in um, up in Oregon. Otherwise, high pressure firmly in control, of course, or a major hurricane impacting southern Florida. So for later today, here's a trough low pressure. We have winds coming in. Now you see the air mass, we're not quite in that tannish shade, so probably not going to see single digit humidity, but humidity more in that 14 to 18% range with those strong winds in northwest Nevada. Humidity might even be a little higher up in southwest Idaho, so that's good news. Even though they might have the winds, their humidity might be near or above 20%. But we are looking at more showers here in this area of green. You can see we have no high risk. Most of our fuels are non-critical or maybe just marginally in that middle area of yellow just because of the winds in effect. Humidity in the Reno area, 17%. Teens going further northwards, but again, it goes higher as you get into Utah. But you can see on the left, strong winds. These purple shades, gusts of near 40 miles per hour. So I have to monitor some of this, and gusts probably closer to 30 in southwest Idaho. Now for tomorrow, deep low pressure over northern Idaho. Showers here in the areas of green, and also pushing up to Utah. We have higher humidity, less wind across Nevada, so that's good news. Where we do have the winds here, they'll be coming with higher humidity levels. That storm still lingers, actually pushes more moisture into parts of the Payette, Salmon Chalice, northern Sawtooth, and Boise National Forest, so a good chance of at least some light showers, maybe a low-end wetting rain. Also just good news to keep things more moist there. Another batch of showers, a little bit heavier further south. Winds just a little breezy here in the Snake River Plain, but the humidity is extremely high, so not a concern there. 3-day precipitation totals. You can see how much we get here in Utah. A tenth to a quarter inch, fairly widespread. Some heavier pockets in the Uintas. And up in the Idaho mountains, a couple of hundredths to near a tenth of an inch. Maybe near a quarter inch or so as you approach the Salmon River area. Heavier amounts further north. So we go into Saturday, still some lingering moisture here across eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, northeast Utah, otherwise drier air pushing in, no concerns on the 7-day. So we go into Sunday, high pressure starts building in across the west coast. Monday, a return to above normal temperatures and warmth across the western Great Basin, and that pushes eastwards on Tuesday. So we do dry out. This will actually be good for prescribed burning. I don't think we'll have any large fire concerns at this point with the recent moisture that comes in, but something they'll need for prescribed burning, and be watching the next storm system well offshore at that time. 7-day precipitation totals, and much of this is in the first 3 or 4 days. We go further down the road, the 8 to 14, the outlook does show warmer than normal temperatures, has a higher than normal chance of precipitation for much of central and western areas. So we'll see how that plays. That just could really mean things will be quiet as we go into the October 5th to the October 11th range. And this concludes our briefing. Have a great day.